All right, y'all. Finally, it's time to talk about the elephant in the room. Watch your mouth. Well, it's obvious. I'm a big dude, man. Got a bunch of extra weight on me. But I get it in. I put in that work. So why is that the case? It's not really that difficult to, if you think about it, but I'm making this video because there's a lot of people in the trades and just people in general. Come on. In the United States, people got issues with weight, man. You know what I'm saying? And then there's the extreme people like me who just got a problem. I think it's good for somebody like me who acknowledges, yes, I have an issue, but you can't call me lazy. You know what I mean? I'm just not one of them people that you can do that. You see me putting in that work. Y'all done see me do everything from install showers to build decks and all sorts of other things by myself. Things where, it might be a 3-story townhouse and I'm up and down stairs all day long. It just is what it is, So I think somebody like me having this perspective might help you understand either yourself. Some of y'all have the same issue as I have, right? Or you know somebody or something like that. I'm just saying, I think in the trades, especially, man, we got to do better. We got to do better. Anybody who's walked around a big job site knows, man, there's guts everywhere. Just guts everywhere. So we got to fix it, man. Let's get into it. Now, the thing about somebody like me, I just never been lazy, right? I just never been that guy. So I was an athlete. I played sports. I lifted weights. I did the whole thing. I was always a little bigger, you know what I mean? And it's just genetics. It's just how it goes. But man, don't we as a community, we love the big dude that's athletic. You know what I mean? You can't front. We love seeing a big dude do a flip. You know what I'm saying? Or, you got somebody like Mark Henry. We love watching Mark Henry dunk. We love that. Or who doesn't love seeing somebody like me get in the crawl space? It's kind of equivalent, right, to Mark Henry dunking? Nah? All right. Well, I thought it was something similar. Anyway, that one of the reasons why I did this channel is I wanted to show that, look, just because you got some size on you doesn't mean you can't get out here and get it in. I made videos that kind of alluded to that in the past years, about me getting work done. And it's more about what's in here than how you built. Now, I've had all kind of jobs. You see me in the background, I'm doing the job tearing down a wall. Then I got to climb through the whole attic, climbing over stuff and under trusses and, doing everything to pull wires up. And it's a whole lot of work. It's a whole lot of work. And I do it solo and I'm proud of it. But we all got to be realistic. I got to be realistic. Everybody got to be realistic that there's nothing good about being big, especially over time. Well, okay, let me say that a different way. There's good things about being big when it's time to be big. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, if you Mark Henry and you want to be the world's strongest man, you ain't never seen a skinny world's strongest man. It hasn't happened. So you won't have to have some weight on you for something like that. But I'm just talking about in general, just general life, living every day, going to work, getting up, then playing with your kids and your family. You can't hold that weight on forever because over time, it ain't gonna do nothing but cause you problems, right? So I might be able to put in that work now, but it ain't gonna do nothing for me over the long term, except cause issues. I wanted to make this video as to give people an understanding that, like I said, you can do this. You can get out here and put in that work. Don't let your weight or your size hold you back, or just like other things, don't let things hold you back. You just got to learn how to work with it, deal with it, and, still try to keep it in here that you got a problem that you got to solve, no matter how complex it is. Another reason I feel like somebody like me needs to make this video is because I got Calvin's disposition. You know what I'm saying? Calvin's disposition. Calvin, if you don't know, that's Pops. Shout out, man. Shout out to Pops. Which means that at the end of the day, man, what a lot of people have to say is kind of irrelevant. I love people who are on my side and who are people who are there for you. That's wonderful. But somebody I don't. It's even hard for me to understand being offended by somebody I don't know. I don't know somebody. What could you say? What could you do to offend me? It's crazy. You don't know me. Even if you said something, somebody tried to say something personal. It's like, what? I don't even understand what that means because I don't know you. If you don't know me personally, how could you say something personal about me? It just doesn't make any sense to get offended by comments. So that's why I feel like it's good for somebody like me. Other people take them things to heart. Me, not so much. Just like my man is part of the Finisher fam community. Pit4955, one of my guys, left a comment with a quote. Now it's a different video, right? But he left a comment with a quote that talked about, you know, if you had a money-making machine at home, would you insure it? And of course, the idea is that, well, you're the money-making machine, so you gotta insure it, right? Now, we were doing a video at the time I was talking about liability, but that analogy, of course, lends itself, and it's probably more directed to taking care of yourself, right? So shout out to you. I mean, I couldn't say it better. I told him I love the analogy, so I had to share it with y'all, you know, because it's true. You know, especially in our line of work. I'm a contractor mercenary, you know what I'm saying? A hammer for hire. It's just what it is. It's just part of the business that if I don't work, I don't eat, right? So of course you got to take care of yourself. Of course you got to get your, you know, if you can get your money-making machine into the best shape possible, that's great. And even if you're not in the best shape possible, don't go too far left. We've all, if you've been like me, look, I've been on construction sites and, you know, there's guts as far as the eye can see. Big old stomachs, just people walking around, and I get it. Even though you're moving and you're just doing stuff, man, you at that food truck, you know, at lunch, you doing what you got to do. You know, a lot of times the diet is in shambles, and it's just how it goes, man. But, you know, we're going to have to figure out how to make it better, how to do it better. So I've done this before, believe it or not. You know what I mean? I've got my weight down, and then I had some issues. I quit smoking and all this, and then I jumped up, and then I made other mistakes and jumped up like, I mean, way past. I'm the largest size I've ever been in my life. That should not be the case. And I'm also here to tell you, man, like we all know, time is not on your side. It's not on your side. I know this year I'm gonna turn 47 years old. I'm gonna be 47, y'all. Now the reality of it is, you know, somebody, if you watch me, then you'll also see that I'm the type of person that I try to work smart. I'm not out here lifting heavy, like super heavy stuff. I'm not here doing crazy types of work, trying to prove something that I ain't never had nothing to prove. Right? So I'm not going to just try to destroy my back, destroy my knees, all in the sake of showing somebody how much stuff I can carry or how much stuff I can put on my back, and I can do this and I can do, man, don't nobody care. At the end of the day, can you put that sheet up? I don't care if it's one sheet of drywall. Y'all see me, I'll pull the drywall lift out for like putting 2 sheets of drywall on the ceiling. I don't care. I don't care. Say something. I don't know. You know, doesn't bother me. My back is good. Luckily, knock on wood, never had any back issues. And I've always concentrated on that, you know, to try to make sure, even at my size, never had any back issues. And I want to keep it that way. And when I say time is not on your side, is because, see, y'all see me in the background, I'm working in a bathroom installing shower bar. Well, here's the thing. That was 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago I was doing this job. And at the time, I knew I got to get in shape. As a matter of fact, the customer at the house I was working in, the lady is a lady I've been doing work with for years, and she's an RN. And we've had conversations about it. She don't say nothing. She don't like say nothing to me. It just, I might bring it up and it'll be a conversation. And, you know, it's not something new. It's something that's been in here that I know I got to work on. But like I said, you know, it's like you keep doing other things and ignoring this and ignoring that and doing other things. Next thing you know, it's been 2 years, 3 years, 10 years. And you worse off than you were before. And you've let whatever it is linger in your system now for 10 years. It's just, you know, it's one of those things, man. It's no good. So we gotta take care of that. Here's one thing that everybody has to understand though. And I don't want to make this, I don't want to sound like I'm trying to lecture nobody, because I'm just trying to explain the reality of it, right? So from a different perspective. Don't be scared of a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? The issue I have to walk around with it every day, meaning that I can't hide it, right? Everybody on this earth has an issue, at least one. Most of us got multiple issues. But everybody has an issue. My issue, I gotta wear it on me every day. You know, everywhere I go, people gonna see me and they gonna make a judgment, and they're gonna make an assumption, and they're gonna whatever it is. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't care, but that's what's gonna happen. Y'all be having issues, man. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where a lot of people have things to say about it. I had a professor back in the day in college that told me one time that there are soft shell degrees and there are hard shell degrees. You know, so you got something like being a teacher. He said like being a teacher is a soft shell degree, meaning that it's one of those things where it don't matter from the person. Think about it in modern times, from the person driving Uber to the person on the garbage truck, you know, sanitation worker, to somebody like me, a handyman, right? Or you know, a construction worker. Everybody think they know how to teach. Everybody, when something's going on in the classroom or whatever, everybody got the answers. All the parents got the answers. They know how to teach better than the teacher, and none of the teachers know what they're doing and all that. It's a soft shell. Everybody think they know. But then something like math and science, we don't know nothing. Math is scary, so we just leave that to the scientists, right? We ain't got to question them. We just let them do whatever they want. Well, that's kind of how it is with weight issues. You know, it's one of them things where everybody got the answer, and you know, it's the same thing over and over and over again. You know, everybody's lazy, and they, you know, need to lower calories, eat less, exercise more, blah blah blah. It's the same thing over and over. Look, a lot of times I don't want to hear from somebody who doesn't understand, but it's the same. And also, the idea is like what I'm saying is that everybody has an issue, right? All y'all got issues. Some of y'all got problems spending money. Some of y'all got, or not just spending money or saving money. Some of y'all got gambling issues. Some of y'all, it's like something like that. There's some people, I knew people that would take their mortgage and their money for the mortgage and try to take it to a casino to see if they can make the money for their light bill or their gas bill. You know what I'm saying? Like they gamble with their mortgage money to see if they can get money for their electric bill. I know people on that level of gambling. Me, on the other hand, I go to the casino and I went one time. Man, I pulled the lever one time on that machine, and I think at the time, I don't know if it was quarter or 50 cents or something like that. All I know is it was I ain't never lost money so fast in my life, and it hurt my soul. I felt like I was pulling. When I pulled, it was like a flush. I just flushed my soul right down into the machine, into the depths of hell. It's crazy. Like I want no parts of this. Other people, they can't get enough of it. That's what I'm saying. Like, we all have an issue. I don't know. It's just everybody's affected in different ways by whatever issue they have. But there's one argument people always say. It's like, well, you don't have to, you know, eat whatever. You don't have to eat that. Nobody's forcing you to do this. Nobody's forcing you to do that. What I have to say about that is because I just feel like that's a lazy argument. Because I'm like, well, what do people have to do every day? We all get up in the morning, and luckily, we don't have to breathe. Like you're breathing on your own. It's gonna breathe regardless. Your body's gonna make it happen. Your heart's gonna beat. You don't have to make your heart beat. Your heart's gonna beat. After that, what exactly do we have to do as human beings? We gotta eat at some point. Gotta eat something. Other than that, we don't have to do anything. So all the issues that we have, I don't care if like people are addicted to, like I said, alcohol and like I said, and gambling. So all these men are addicted to women, and women are addicted to men, and you know, we got all these things going on. But nobody has to do any of it. It's just this issue though is the one that everybody singles out. Like, well, you don't have to do that. Well, nobody has to do anything. What are we talking about? It just seems like a really weak argument. Everybody's making a decision to do the thing that they're doing, and whether it's good or bad. If it lacks discipline, whatever it is, they're just not mentally strong enough to deal with it at the time. That's just what it is. Everybody has the same thing. You get up and you figure it out every day. And sometimes you're strong today, sometimes tomorrow you're not. But then you got to get up and keep going, no matter what your issue is. All right? So we're all in the same game. My issue is just different from yours. But at the end, if you hear all that and you like it's just an excuse, well, guess what, man? There was a poet laureate, at least that's what I say, named DMX, Darkman X, Earl Simmons, that had a line one time that stayed with me. He said, "You're either in it with me or you're in my way." So I'm out here to do what I gotta do to get myself right. And I know it's necessary. I know that in order for me and the people like me, yeah, we can do the work, we can do all the same, but for us, we gotta get it together, get ourselves in shape, man. And guess what? Anybody who got something twisted to say about it or got some ill feeling or whatever you're feeling in your heart about who's lazy and who's not this and who's not that, nobody cares, man. You either in it with me or you're in my way. That's it. It's one of the two. I do have to say this though, man. This part is crazy to me. I don't know who's putting this thing out in the air. It seems like when you watch shows, right? They try to make it sound like, man, if you big, if you like to eat food or you have an issue with food, man, I get it. You were traumatized as a kid. You were probably teased, and you were probably this and that. It's like, bruh, am I the only one that just likes ribs, man? Is it just me? I didn't have any childhood traumas, man. I had a good situation going on. Nah, food doesn't talk to me. I like it. It doesn't like me, apparently. I like it. But nah, man, I ain't never have no trauma. It's like I'm not drowning my sorrows in like food doesn't make fun of me or nothing. Like man, look, I just like the food, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and maybe I like it more than you do. But it ain't got, for me, it ain't got nothing to do with any kind of trauma. Cause I'm like, man, I keep hearing like the only way you could be overweight, man, is because you've been traumatized. It's just not the case. And I need to make one last shout out. This video was inspired when I was about to edit a video from a job I was doing. I was installing cabinet knobs, right? I mean, job I do all the time. But man, I went to edit the video, and this is what I saw. This is like all I saw, y'all. Look at this video. I mean, look at I mean, good Lord. Let me tell you something. The last shout out I want to give is to the person who sewed the buttons on this shirt.
You the real MVP.
You was doing your job that day, for real. So let's get it together, man. We all in it together. I got your back if you got mine, right? Daryl, also known as the finisher. Stay safe, be blessed, and remember, if the trades don't work, nothing else does.